Hello everybody, I am the Black Sigma, or you could just call me Eric, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I just realized that I don't think I pressed the first statement, which gives me a time frame. 2:30 to 2:45. It's the time of death, so he could have gone to Studio 1, killed Hammer, and come back. It's possible time-wise. He could not have gone to the thing in that time because the monkey head was there. But, you know, I'll just hide that evidence and, I don't know, present the autopsy, maybe? It's not very clear. And that's an oof. That is an oof. I didn't think it over hard enough. I don't know. Show the map to say that you can easily walk that distance in 15 minutes? That's what I'm thinking, but, nope. Dang. This trial is not going my way.
Hold it! Objection!
Edgeworth has interrupted me. I'll put in his previous statement, but Your Honor, the testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer had nothing to do with this murder. It was impossible for any of them to go to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Mr. Wright? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1? Well, Mr. Wright, Phoenix, this is critical. Think about it before you give your answer. Yes, I claim it. The victim was murdered at 2:30, the exact time of the break in the meeting. With 15 minutes, murder is certainly a possibility. I suppose you might say that. Alright, I've got the judge thinking. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Never a dull moment with you, Mr. Wright. What's your point, Edgeworth? You've been doing your homework, haven't you? Look at the court record. Da 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 da. The court record? Surely you knew that from 2:15 to 4 o'clock, the path between the studios was blocked. Mrs. Monkey's head had fallen across the path. Whoa, you're right. Actually, it's Mr. Monkey, Edgeworth. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey head barred the way. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but Edgeworth has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. No counter-argument, Mr. Wright? Okay, I just had to take a penalty there for doing the right thing in terms of the trial, I guess? I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well. The court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. A witness. This is not good. I can literally only take one more penalty before I get a guilty verdict. And I promise I will never get a guilty verdict in a Phoenix Wright game. I didn't do it in Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton, the only other one that I've played. And I won't do it here and now. My witness saw the very moment when the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. It's the little boy Cody. Order, I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. This is not going well. God, that was high-pitched. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi... I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia? Don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before. Not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio One. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. What's going to happen to me? It kinda seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai, hero to children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. Yeah, for the children! Just what I need to motivate me into being a lawyer. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern, as our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case. We worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. There he is, at the stand. Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on? Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. Will the witness state his name and grade in his school? Witness! What? Just 'cause you're all grown up and don't mean you can boss me around. Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you, the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in the second grade. I get the feeling this is gonna be a long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present. You were at Global Studios on the day of the, incident. You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth will be fine, and I prefer bearded gentlemen myself. Very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. Or maybe It's just that the developers didn't want to draw a sprite of him without his camera back when this was on the DS. Maybe that's why he's allowed to have his camera in the court. Just saying. Developer reasons. Wait, you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet, but I bring it with me everywhere I go. Phoenix, I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You'd better make a note of it in the court record. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw the day of the incident. Dun 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 dun. Wanted to steal a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. Found a map on the internet. Went to the studios that day. Went through the woods off the path. Going for the studio. Got lost on the way for about 30 minutes. Came by the studio. Steel Samurai. Out came a bad guy. Out came a bad guy? Oh, that is very interesting testimony, Cody. Because as far as we know, the Steel Samurai committed the murder in Studio 1. But if Hammer came outside, then our location of the murder is incorrect, and the body was moved. Oh, that's some juicy-ass testimony right there. If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell ya. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination, but be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Okay. I have an idea. Out came the bad guy. You want to tell me more about that? What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person, kinda tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know, he was kinda far away. It's being vague. Steel Samurai. You had your camera with you? But don't you always have your camera with you? It's not like you have it all the time. Phoenix, remember he's a child? Use gentle words, but be firm. Easy for you to say. Let me double check this. Always carries it. Still learning how to use it. I said I would never get a guilty verdict. And if I've gotten a guilty verdict before in the series, that didn't happen. I'm retconning that out of history, but I'm not getting a guilty verdict here. I need to be absolutely certain of my logic. And the logic that he says if he had his camera, even though he already said that he always has it, but then he said that he doesn't always have it because that would be impossible. I'm not certain of my logic, but I can't think of anything else at the moment. Okay, timing. Timing is always important in Phoenix Wright games. Got lost in the woods. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Come on. The time is always important. When did you go to the studios? That day? Not the first time he'd been. game isn't giving me a whole lot to work with. Please, please be the correct option. It's really the only thing I can think of at the moment.
Objection!
Okay, that was a good objection. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. At least at the time that this game was in production. I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Objection. Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody, what? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? Heck yeah. So you did have a camera, and you did use this camera. Why would I use it? I was too busy watching. Very well, please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. What did you see, my little boy? Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy, wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination of like 4 lines. Good luck with that, pal. Yeah, You had your camera with me, glued to the action. Couldn't take your eyes off it.
Hold it!
So the bad guy attacked him first. Yeah! What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see, and what happened next? Then the bad guy stopped moving. Why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice. How did he do that? None of those are a stab. A kick, a punch, a slap, a chop. None of those were a stab. I know we went over the whole thing. He's just a child, I shouldn't press him. But, Cody? What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yet you missed the most important part? What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me, what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? Jesus, Phoenix, come! My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurai's fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Order, order. Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? Well, that's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We've ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? I feel like show evidence is the only option. But what evidence? He couldn't watch the finale of the fight. That would prove that he didn't. It wouldn't show why he couldn't. Right? I don't know. My head. Wait a hot damn second. I have an idea. Profiles. You can use people as evidence. I have an idea. If this doesn't work, I lose the case. I have to be certain of my logic. I have to be certain, or I could get a guilty verdict. Is there no other possibility here? Camera flash could have blinded him. Don't think so. The fight happened after that. And it happened past... It happened past the gate. On the way to Studio 1, but not at Studio 1, according to this fight. Sleeping pills... Don't think the kid was drugged. He said he went through the forest around the back. But I don't think that means he came from the direction of Studio 2. Does it? Oh, that's another possibility. I want to go with my old bag idea, I want to go with this scrapbook idea, but... I don't know. Oh god no, I just thought of another possibility. Digital camera, he always carries it, but he's still learning how to use it. We know from the scrapbook he always takes a photo of the final blow, and from the camera that he doesn't know how to use, he'd have to be struggling with it to take a photo. But that is reaching Ace Attorney logic. Surely saying old bag stopped him or the monkey's head blocked him would be a simpler solution. But knowing the Ace Attorney games, some of their logic is a stretch. You know what? I'm going to go with stupid Ace Attorney logic. Your Honor, I have evidence. Why did Cody look away from the fight? Okay. If I had just hit the show evidence button, why did Cody look away from the fight? That makes it so much more obvious. Like, it's not his view being blocked, it is him looking away, trying to figure out his camera. That is such dodgy logic, but it works. Phoenix Wright Games, everybody! The witness stated that he recently received his camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet, so you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right. Your Honor, the defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well, Cody. Could you please tell us about your camera and about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. Oh, he's all sad now. Oh, I made a kid cry. Well, since I have made a kid cry, I'm going to rethink my life decisions. Am I really cut out to be a lawyer? I'll see you in the next video. Bye.